Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. We're gearing up in the garage, everything's on charge. We've got our workshop lighting on, the weather's good. We're going to be doing a coating and polishing of Reg's M140. So before we do, this has turned up today. It's from the legend Imran, In2detailing. I've just scored it so I can open it, hopefully with less hassle on camera. Yes, okay. Now, this is something, if it's what I think it is, yeah. This has been in, Imran's upped his packing game as well. He's using all fresh packing. Maybe one day he'll move over to the peanuts, those little peanuts. But they're more annoying actually, so I prefer just fresh paper. You're doing a good job, Imran. What do we got here? Right, we've got a little box, which is nice. A little sort of holder bag. Let's pan out a bit so you can actually see what we're doing here. There we go. Reduces the image quality a little bit, I think, on that zoom, but there we go. So this is the new In2detailing. I think it's called Nano Polisher. Let's get it out of the box. It's a kit. I believe it costs £179. I'm going to do a formal review of all this thing, guys. We're going to measure all the charge times on it, all that sort of stuff. Look at the build quality on it. They look like spanners for the adapters. So this is the thing we're all interested in, isn't it? The polisher. So maybe I can get my, you know, this is closer. I thought this was going to be closer to the, Rupes Nano, but it's closer to the, feels closer to the Flex. Let me just go and get the PXC. Hold on a second. It's much closer to the PXC. That's interesting. It's really, that's interesting. I thought it'd be closer to the Nano. The batteries are like the Rupes hybrid Nano, you know, that chuck into the back, which is fine. But the actual unit feels a bit more like the PXC. It's kind of wider. That might just be the casing on it. Oh, feels roughly the same sort of weight. We'll check. I've got the battery on it, haven't I? So let me just. You're getting raw thoughts here, guys. You're not getting a polished review. I should really read the manual, RTFM, before you go in. There we go. So that feels quite nice. It's got a trigger lock. So what's that saying? We probably need to charge these, do we? Trigger lock feels quite nice. The hand, that's sort of like rubberized. That's plastic, and that's rubberized. So we've got rubber there and there, which is really good. We've got rubber around here, which is really good. Might be nice to have had rubber around this bit as well. The bit that protrudes the most, which is kind of what you got on the Flex. The bits that protrude the most have got the rubber on them. So you might, well, you can take that off. That's interesting.
I'm going to.
Okay. Just make sure that goes back on straight. There we go. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. If you over tighten that. Okay, it's not temp fate. I thought it released then, so don't over tighten that. Oh, it feels pretty sturdy. Smelling the motor. What I like fast. One second. The controls are fine because all of the controls are to hand. You don't have variable trigger. It feels like it's on or off, which is the same as the Flex. I think the Rupes has that kind of long trigger where you might be able to vary the power, I can't remember. But it's nice that it's got a trigger lock. It feels nice. It costs £179, which is important. But I think, well, you don't, one big thing is you don't have the, you know, with the Rupes you can hook it up to the mains power, so you know you're never going to be able to power it in an emergency, you know what I mean? If both your batteries go flat, you can't do that with this, so you're going to be reliant on making sure you've got charged batteries. One thing about this is it's not, oh, I suppose I was going to say it's not intuitive because it's a triangle which way round it goes, but so you have to sort of like make sure you got it the right way round, but you'll get used to that, I suppose, soon enough. But you can put, in theory, put this in the wrong way round. So you could put it like that, and it's not going to charge, I assume. We're getting the full thought process here. Let me just undo this. So let's turn her on. Then I suppose we're going to get green light. So what we're going to do is fully charge those batteries and we'll test discharge times on top run speed. Oh, I suppose, yeah, we'll do it on top run speed. Let's put an adapter plate in. Let's just go with it. So it comes with a rotary adapter, so you can put that on the rotary, on the thread. Oh, that's why this comes off then. That's why this comes off, I suppose, so that you can get at the thing. Let's get this. Let's come back a bit so you can see everything I'm doing here. There we go. So it looks like pad wise, you get kind of the mini 1-inch pads, and then these look like, let's just get a tape measure. Yeah, 2-inch backing plate and 1-inch, okay. So no 3-inch option, that's the difference between the Flex. That will create issues if you don't want to use the pads that come with it. The pads that come with it look okay. I'd imagine these are Chinese made. They look decent. And that's obviously the cutting pad. Oh no, it's not. The green looks like the cutting pad. The blue probably the medium pad. And the orange the soft pad. Yeah, okay. I mean, they can't be as good. They can't be as good as these Flex ones. Well, you can't use these anyway because these are 3, but I can use these 3-inch. And these little Flex. These might be a little bit on the thick side, these Flex ones, but the foam quality is superb. Okay, let's just put this back. So, I've got 2 of these in case you lose them. It's a bit unusual the way you've got to dip that down into there then. You know, it's it's an unusual spanner, that is. But it'd be nice if there was a lock rather than having to use spanners. These look okay. So you can see that offset 12mm on the main bearing. So if we put this on, should probably read the bloody instructions. Always be careful about threading things. Oh, I see. So look, there we go. There'll be people screaming at the camera when when I was putting it in an angle. So let's just tighten that up. And this will snap in a second. There we go. It's right. So we're locked in now. Yeah, I assume. Oh, is it two so that you? No, that's a free spinning bearing. So you just tighten it by hand, I guess. Because you can't tighten that at all. So you worry. You don't want it coming off the thread, but that should be tight enough. Or do you get something on the outside and just give it a little bit more torque? Don't know. This is why you have to read the manuals. Now we can put this on there. So you're not going to be moving these around too much. This is all a bit fiddly. Hopefully you can get part support for it. So if you break any of these, you can replace them. Feels pretty decent. Bit strange they've gone A to F. What's wrong with the numbers? It's going to stall out too easily down there, so you're going to be looking. Not there, it's decent. Feels like that top level power speed on F. It's going to be. That feels good. Got a feeling it might be okay on the stall front. The fact it's only a 2-inch plate rather than a 3-inch pad, sorry, will mean it's less prone to stall. There's going to be less surface area of the pad. Okay, so hopefully you've got a good look at this. How do these pop out? You've got to get 2 fingers on there, have you? Jeez, that's quite tough. That is tough. Oh, there we go. Okay, that could be a bit smoother. Maybe I'm just being... Oh, okay. That's the way to do it. That's okay. I think it seems like a pretty solid tool to me. And it feels like it has plenty of power. Battery quality is going to be a big thing. And we obviously, a big thing is going to be making sure that we can permanently round robin. So it doesn't take longer to charge one battery than it takes to discharge another one in real life terms, because you're not going to be running it continually. So you have to sort of do the real life conversion, I think. So if it takes 35 minutes or an hour to charge the battery, then we need to be able to polish for about an hour. Oh, we haven't put the cover back on. So let's just do that. Which means I need to take this off again. There's a few of you going, ah, you'd have spotted that, wouldn't you? So I think, I'll tell you one thing straight away, that swapping this over is a bit of a pain. You know, swapping this and this is a bit of a pain compared to the flex, which just bump, and then the other one you get bump. There's no denying that. But the thing is, most people I know that use the Nano, that's got a similar type of spanner system on it, run it in rotary mode. But this feels like the DA mode might be quite useful. And if it is useful, look at that. Yeah, that comes off the thread if you over tighten it, so don't over tighten that. Yeah, that's one observation, is that the adapter change is going to be reasonably fiddly. You'll sort of won't want to change plates while you're polishing too often, because it's going to take a minute or so. You'll have it nailed, your routine nailed, but you won't want to do that. You just want to polish when you're polishing. But so far, guys, you're just getting raw thoughts. Really, you know, whenever I get something like this, I look at it and I start thinking about it, and then I'll go on and make some notes, and then start doing some formal tests, and then write down pros, cons, stuff like that. I mean, this one's pretty obvious, isn't it? £179 plus all the pads that you need. Quite a lot of pads as well, and a nice little case, versus £400-500 with the Flex or the hybrid. So it's probably, the summary is going to be, you know, excuse me, is going to be, it's about budget, isn't it? If you've got a budget of £178 and you want a nano polisher, some £180, whatever, a lot of people will buy it based on budget, but people buying it will want to know if it's decent or not. And sometimes they can even be better in certain areas. So, I mean, the amount of pads you get is phenomenal. But are these pads any good? They seem okay. They seem okay. You never know though, do you? Till you start heating them up, working them, seeing what happens. They do feel decent though. They remind me of the old Flex pads. Flex used to do green or an orange pads, didn't they? I can't remember the other colour. It wasn't blue though. And, yeah, they remind me a bit of those. Who knows? Yeah, it's all nicely put together. It's all nicely packaged. I know Imran's probably going to be really, really proud of this, because it's unique as well, guys. It's not just, well, there's limited manufacturers out there, aren't there? But if Imran uses a different manufacturer for his main tools, I won't go and get them all out. And it seems to be using a similar sort of rubber. So I wonder if this is coming from his manufacturer, and therefore that's why it's different. So who knows? But so far, from what I've looked at, it looks pretty damn decent. Pretty damn decent. I'm going to put that on the panel. But yeah. Certainly got a lot of power. Got a bit of a noise to it, a bit of a woo. But there they all have. It sounds to me like that's spinning faster. I don't know if it's just the noise that it makes. We'll check the speed. It feels like it's spinning faster. They're both 12 mil, so they're both going to have an similar offset. Definitely got less vibration, the Flex, on your hands. But I haven't got the pad on there. But that'll be set up to counterbalance against that with a pad on it. And that'll be set up to counterbalance, you'd think, with the weight of the 2-inch rather than the weight of the 1-inch, or maybe somewhere in between. Yeah. Okay, let me know your thoughts, guys. I'll get a review out on this. It might take a little bit of time. Well, it shouldn't take that long. I'll try and get the review out next week at some point. Take care, and I'll see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the main channel, Forensics Detailing, and also this unplugged, informal, behind the scenes stuff where you get some good stuff. Well, not so good stuff. You know what you're getting. Over and out.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when